Hello, Eurovision fans. My name is Euan. Joining me today is the lovely Kittens, and today we're going to be discussing the amazing, the brilliant, the fourth edition of Benidorm Fest, Spain's 2025 Eurovision selection. So, Kittens, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. It's a very busy time, I think it's fair to say.
It's definitely national final season,
It really is.
and realistically, we're only like 2 weeks into the main body of it because once we've had Lithuania starting, so yeah, it's definitely.
It's definitely feeling like national final season.
And speaking of a big national final, well, big 16 songs, Benidorm Fest. So fourth edition, keeping the format the same, but there are some slight changes this year. They've got rid of the demoscopic jury. Before we go into songs, that how do you feel about that?
I never really got the point of the demoscopic jury, if I'm 100% honest. Like it was fine. I just never really got the point of it. Um I like the idea that they're gonna have free app voting because the amount of people voting last year was very
There was more
like
people voting in a Eurovision semi-final than in the Spanish final, and there's 2.3 million people in Lithuania and just shy of 40 million in Spain.
it was
Yeah.
wild. So anything they can do to basically get that up, I think that's a great idea.
But I
Um
guess having the demiscopic was also there to counteract that because the demiscopic is like it's meant to be this, so you can actually get the
it's
everyone, not just the
true, but
people
it
voting.
it kind of just felt like Calvin Ball. It was just like this extra thing. I mean,
Calvin Ball?
Calvin Ball is. Have I never used this phrase before? Calvin Ball is when you have a game but you make up the rules.
Okay, yeah.
You make up the
Like
rules as you go along.
demiscopic, I don't necessarily disagree with, but they had it worth 25% and the televote worth 25% and the jury 50%. But that doesn't make sense because it's not a televote. It's an opinion poll. It's another kind of jury. You should either have it weighted 25% and the jury 25%, or have them equally weighted thirds, but completely suppressing the televote. And let's face it, it's Benidorm Fest. I need to discuss this. You can get 72% of the televote and still not win.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So yeah, no, that so I'm personally happy it's gone because they misused it, but also misused it in the way of then having here you win the Demoscope vote, you get 12 points, second place gets 10 points. It doesn't work in national finals. It only works at Eurovision itself. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see if the voting does go up, if the televote or app vote does go up, because I think that's going to be a very interesting dynamic to add to this if it really does give it the punch that I feel like it's
Because
needed for a while.
yeah, because technically like this is the like heavier bracket, the last one. Because when they set it out, they had four they basically said we'll have 4 years of it. So it really needs to be in a place where it's established itself. And I feel in some ways it's with the songs it has done, but with the actual format, it needs a bit of a rework. They should know what's working and what's not working. And I think the voting was definitely not working. So I'm glad to see that they have done that. And hopefully they're going to continue this contest long because it quickly became one of the best in the national final season. So looking at the songs now, what are your overall thoughts?
I feel like it's a bit of a mixed bag for me this year. Like there is some really good stuff in there, and there is some stuff which feels like it's the 90s again. Do you know what I mean?
I definitely get what you mean. I,
Um,
I kind of feel that is very reflective of a lot of music industries at the moment, particularly in Spain, wanting to do like 90s throwbacks.
I mean, I'm not. technically sad about it, but I wasn't. There was only a few songs that really stood out to me this year, but I am going to give this with the massive, massive caveat that Benidorm Fest has always been the final where an artist can be nothing in the recording and on stage be the sparkliest of sparkly diamonds.
And vice versa.
Yes, I
Definitely
agree.
vice versa, considering last year there was a lot of that.
I mean, it's happened multiple times, but I'm gonna specifically bring up Blanca Paloma with Air because I I probably wouldn't listen to the studio cut, but she's so enrapturing to watch that like I genuinely started having problems because if I was like just putting like random YouTube videos on, I would just stop for 3 minutes. I just wouldn't do anything for 3 minutes because I was just watching her do stuff. It was amazing. Um, but I am really hoping that there's a few artists who I am really hoping there's a few artists who do have that effect this year. One that really caught my attention was La Pena by De Teresa because I don't think it's like a high impact song on the recording, although it's got catchy bits. Um, I think there's the potential for that to be really elevated by you know, it being in a on stage and having a studio performance. So that one in particular, I was like, I'm not putting this on a playlist yet, but this has the potential to be right up there.
Yeah, I disagree because I had a 13th.
Yeah, well, yeah. You
But
and
I am
I have
definitely,
very different tastes, Ewan.
although there is something we definitely agree on is amazing. Me Gusta Tu, Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, this is Notch and Terror at home in the best possible way.
It's
I'm
kind of like it feels like gay Notch and Terror, even
it
though it's aggressively heterosexual. I don't know how to describe it.
Notch and Terror but gayer. And Notch and Terror has very bisexual elements to it already, so you know. Um so yeah, I mean that one it's just a fun party song. I I'm not mad at it.
I definitely agree with what you're saying about how things are going to be elevated in when we get to the live performance, particularly the ballads. Because all right, I have Henry Simmer's No Los Fes first. Kittens, we're not going to discuss where you have it. Um, but even still, it's our 16th, which it's par for the course. Um, but it there's is something lacking to it. There's something lacking to a lot of the ballads, and I think that is common with in the last few years. I feel like this is going to be elevated so much. Because the stagings for particularly for the ballads tend to be amazing. So I'm expecting something absolutely immense and amazing. Hmm. Were there any others that caught your eye out?
I mean, I feel like everybody is talking about. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this wrong. Hatita de Laura? I'm not going to say what Daniel calls it. You'll have to ask him what he calls it. But I didn't massively get this, but I think it does have the potential to be one of those which does get lifted on stage.
Hmm.
Um, like
Like I've ranked it really low, but I have a feeling it might
I
be a
have a
lot better because it's
sneaky
getting to the final.
suspicion it's going.
Yeah.
And I like La Casa by Celine Van Heel. I think that could be very fun on stage. Yeah, we've not had a proper salsa track for Cogs Start Spinning. Ewan's
We've
Cogs
had
Start have also
I
started
I
spinning.
don't know if really what counts as salsa. We've had tango, but we've not had salsa.
No, I don't think we've had salsa.
No,
If
it's
we
it's
have,
been a
or it's been a while, um, And yeah, I was quite impressed by that. I think it has the potential to be a very fun moment. Um, so we'll see, I suppose. We'll see.
Mm. I do think there is one song that we definitely need to call out. So it's Mel Oma's "I'm a Queen," which so we have an internal ranking for the site. And yes, I'm calling out Rory here because this is the last place for three people. It's Kitten's 10th, and then it's also a 12 for the 13th, and Rory has it first. That's shameful. It's not a good song.
I don't really remember it that much, to be honest. That's the thing. Like, you tend to remember the songs that you really, really despise and the songs that you really love. And this is very kind of middle for me. It but again, heck knows what's going to happen on that
Hmm.
stage. This could
It's definitely not
be,
getting elevated, but I feel like that one is particularly bad. But also, Essa Diva by Melody. This is good. There's not really much middle of the road here. A lot of this is very it has strong reactions, which is bad because then it could also end up with two of my least favorite songs of the year again, like 2022 and 2023. Uh, so hopefully not. Hopefully we get my favorite of the year, just because Eurovision should cater to me and me only. Um, as you probably agree for yourself, kids. Like
yeah,
it
obviously,
should always
yeah,
pick our
that's for
favorites.
me, yeah,
Um,
just for me.
yeah, like some of the ones like right at the bottom, like you are saying, De Teresa. I thought it was dreadful. And the
Yeah, I
same with La
mean,
Casa for Celine Van Heel.
I I just saw a potential in it for it to have a very sassy presentation and a very fun audience moment kind of thing.
one that I have ranked
And
low, but I feel that could have a good sassy presentation though is Sonia and Selena Arenas.
I mean, I think that's guaranteed in the sassy presentation stakes. I I mean it does what it does incredibly well. It's just that I don't particularly like what it does that much. Um, it's a great example of what it is. It's just not what I choose to listen to, I think. Um, yeah, I feel like Sonia and Selena and probably Melody are probably gonna like steal off each other a little bit. Because they're kind of similar kind of presentations. Um, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, they're in different semi-finals, so I'm sure there'll be something on offer for everybody. Um, the other thing that like surprised me as well is Amor Barato. I the song is the song is the song, but this voice is so nice. It's just
It was one I appreciate. There's lots of even the ones I don't like, there's lots of really nice voices this year.
mm.
Because some of the ones in previous years there was definitely like let's say issues when it comes to vocals. Let's be polite about it.
I
This
mean,
one I'm
let's
not
be
really
fair,
getting.
there might still be issues
Oh, there
that come
will
with
be, but
vocals this
they're not
year.
apparent now, which is
No,
better at
no.
least. Um, so we could ramble on about all of the songs, but let's go straight into semifinals. So there's four qualifying from each. Semifinal one. Who do you think's qualifying?
Kingdom will qualify, Kuve
Oh
will
God, it's winning the
qualify.
semifinal.
Yep. Um, Kingdom and Kuve, I feel like are certain for
Hmm.
me. The rest, oh, I mean, if La Chispa is got the groundswell from fans, then sure. And I don't know, are people going to be in the mood for a ballad? Are they going to be in the mood for angsty feminism? Are they going to be in the room in the mood for bangers
Hmm.
with
Uh,
I
so
don't
I
know.
agree with your two. I also think Renas is probably going to go through. I feel like what you're saying is where they're going to go in for balance or angsty feminism. I do think it's either going to be Lucas Bunn or Chica Sobresalto.
See, I would say as an outside contender that Daniela Blasco might make it in because she's got a
Mm.
lot of following online, I believe. So I feel like that would be a good bet if
The
the
problem is though
performance
that
is good.
people don't vote in Spain. So is it going to be reflected
Oh,
this year?
you
So I
never
think
know. They might
if it
do
does
now.
pick
They've
up,
got the app vote for free,
mm,
so we'll see.
okay. And so for semi-final two,
I mean, I want Celine Van Heel. I don't know whether everybody's gonna get it, but I want Celine Van Heel and I want De Teresa, but my heart says that one of those is not gonna get through. Um, I do think Melody will probably go through. I would like to, in a kind of weird way, I would like to see Mawot go through.
I
Um,
think Mawot is probably getting. It's either going to be Mawot or Henry Sandler, and I kind of feel like Mawot is going to take it,
I mean,
much to my
Mawot is
dismay.
fun, so I'm here for it. I'm
Hmm.
here for it.
I do think JK Bello with VIP is probably going to do it.
There's nothing else really like that in this selection, so it's
Hmm.
got nothing to steal off. Like
I
it's
think the
got
semi-final is
no,
also very women heavy,
yeah.
so just simply being a man will make him stand out.
I mean this contest in general is very woman heavy.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Which also brings to an interesting point of who do you think is going to win? Sure.
It is so hard to tell without hearing the performances, like without hearing it live. Like I am terrible at predictions at the best of times, but being terrible at predictions when you know that Benidorm has this particular quirk is um I don't know. I really don't know. I have not got a vibe on what is trending out there and what people really, really love. I'm just seeing like a lot of people talking about a lot of different songs from this, which is good. You know, that is a good
Usually
place
the
to be.
Spanish
And
fan, yeah, usually Spanish fans they coalesce around like three
yeah,
every year, and there isn't.
there's
Everyone's
just
talking about
like,
everything.
yeah, which is a really good position for the artist to be in because everybody's getting talked about. Like, I don't think this is as strong as some previous years as a full selection. I think they could have done with a bit more like variety, but I do think that that brings up opportunities for people to be like, well, I'm gonna listen a little bit harder to these because it's not like there's one winner, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think that it's massively missing R&B, which is Spain is amazing for. And so I've just had a look at Eurovision scoreboard to see what the community are wanting. La Chispa is got 22,000 votes, Carla Frigo 19,000, JK Bello 18,000, and then 15,000 for Melody. Usually it's a lot, it's not as spread out as that.
It's a lot more clear cut,
It's a
yeah.
lot more clear cut. So I think this is testament to put honestly, I could see something like Mao winning.
You could genuinely see like a middle ground gaining the
Hmm.
the thing. Like I think like I don't know the Spanish music scene that well. Like I don't really know like what the vibe is, but I feel like looking across this, there is about 6 or 7 artists I could see potentially winning it, but it all depends on those performances.
Spoiler, none of them go through.
I bet you that happens because that seems very much like me. Yeah.
Hmm.
I am
Okay,
terrible at predicting a winner.
but we're going to be also doing a video after the show to discuss our terrible, terrible thoughts. So gun to your head, who are you picking as the winner?
Me gustas too.
Pardon?
Me gustas too.
Because the two. I'm I'm probably going to go for the same kingdom as well. it's not going to qualify, is it? We've
Yeah,
cursed it.
we've absolutely we're really sorry, Kingdom. We're really sorry
Hmm.
if this is us.
Look, I
Um
don't mind poisoning all the bangers so Henry Semmler can win. Because
Oh, this is a strategy. This is a
yeah,
strategy.
yeah. So I think Mellow Mana absolutely going to slay. Carla Frigo, Celine Van Heel, amazing. They're going to win. They're going to dominate.
This is very much a strategy now, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
let's face it, I'm also terrible at predicting.
I
And
I
Spain
feel like
does
you're
love to hate my favorite.
yeah, I feel like you're better than me, to be honest, but I'm definitely very bad. At least until I've seen all the performances.
Mm.
I you know after the performances, I feel like we should film like a 1 minute TikTok and just go ah.
So if you want to see us live react to the semi-final qualifiers as they come in, let us know in the comments. Although, of course, you do need to be aware that there will be a lot of expletives coming from me because let's face it, once again, Spain does not like my favorites consistently. The last 2 years, my favorites didn't qualify unjustly. This is why we need like separate Catalan competitors.
This is not the national final reform rant. Come on.
But actually, that does raise an interesting point. No songs in minority languages this year. What are your thoughts on that? Because we're talking about diversity.
It's it's disappointing, but I don't think it's vital, if you know what I mean. I It would be nice for them to kind of have that as part of their selection process or something that they would like give some sort of thing to something, but also it doesn't want to be tokenism either. Like
Hmm.
you want songs to get through based on being good songs. And if no minority language song comes through that is working within the selection, however they decide to do it, then it is what it is. I would like there to be some encouragement, maybe, within the application process to do that. Um, Maybe just, a subtle nod to that. I mean, we do have at least one unusual language for Benidorm Fest.
Yeah, we've got Italian.
Yeah.
An Italian that might win, which will be funny.
Yeah.
I do think that Benidorm Fest is meant to celebrate all Spanish music, and I still don't feel that it is necessarily doing so. It's great in terms of the fact that they're Spanish songwriters, and it's not just a load of Swedes that are just like flooding the selection show, like a lot of others. But it feels like the contest needs to become bigger to properly represent all of Spain. Because
Either
I
that
mean,
or there's an issue with how they're selecting.
yeah, I
Because
think
we
there
don't
needs
know
yeah.
what was not.
Well, this is the what was it? 800? No, yeah, 800 submissions this year,
They had a lot.
and we've still never heard a song in Basque in Benidorm in our fourth year. Like at least having one a year, it's something. Yeah, it's tokenistic, but it's
It would
something.
be a nice little nod to include something. And we have other national finals that have, got songs in minority languages and stuff this year. So it would be nice, but I think that can't come at sacrificing, the selection in total. Now, I don't think this year's selection in total is a particularly strong selection. I would have liked to seen a bit more variety in the selection itself. But when it comes to thinking about languages as well, I think that is, that would be a good thing to think about. But it just depends whether you get the artists in and whether that is a line on the application form that says we are specifically encouraging artists to submit in the minority languages, to kind of boost that, to say, well, actually, we would really like to do this.
But I think that, like, that's all we've got time for, because we could talk about Benidorm Fest for
We really could.
much longer than you would probably want to hear from two non-Spaniards. Um, so thank you so much for joining me, kittens, and for being roped in to discuss such a fabulous contest. So for our viewers, we'll also be doing all of these videos and post videos for all of the national finals this year. So don't forget to check our YouTube channel and your favorite streaming platform to do so. We're also on social media at that Euro site on all of your favorite social media platforms. You can find that in the bio as well. And don't forget to follow that Eurovision podcast for all of our interviews with acts, including from Spain this year, and everything around the Eurovision Song Contest and beyond. Thank you so much for joining me, kittens, and thank you so much for watching us today. Bye.
Bye.